All the Money in the World is the story of the world's richest man dealing with the kidnapping and demanded ransom of his grandson. Jim Ferguson is here, and he actually chatted with one of the big, huge names in this movie.
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
The movie, of course, is All the Money in the World.
Yep.
And J.P. Getty had all the money in the world back in the 1970s when his grandson, J. Paul Getty III, was kidnapped. He hired Mark Wahlberg as a former CIA agent to investigate and to be his advisor and that sort of thing. Mark can develop any kind of character, and he'll talk about his character, I'm sure, in my interview. Here's Mark. Is it true, Mark, I read that you always had an interest and kind of a fascination for the kidnapping story of John Paul Getty III?
No, in actuality, no. I had, I was vaguely familiar with it, but no, not at all. It wasn't until Ridley kind of sent the script to me and I read the script, and then I became fascinated with J. Paul Getty, how he kind of amassed his fortune, his legacy, things of that nature. But no, I didn't really have much information. I was very young when it happened and didn't know much about it at all.
So I shouldn't believe the press notes.
If it makes for a good press note, well, let's not ruin that.
I liked your character in this, and you did such a good job, Fletcher Chase. Interesting backstory this guy must have had.
Very, and not a lot of information about him either.
Oh.
And it was weird because from everybody that I talked to in the beginning stages of the preparation, they're like, oh, he really kind of, he loved the attention, seek the spotlight, but yet there was no information about him whatsoever. A former CIA guy, I couldn't even
Special
find
Forces?
Yeah. Frogman. I couldn't find a picture of him online, and then Ridley got me what little information that I had. Thankfully, the writer did a great job of kind of bringing him to life on the page. And I knew that he was a guy who was really loyal to J. Paul, so I was able to kind of create my own idea of who Fletcher Chase was as well, but there wasn't a lot of information on him.
I liked him. My brother's career is CIA.
Wow.
And the guys at Langley are going to love a part in the movie that you did. They don't carry guns when you get to that level.
Yeah.
They don't wear guns.
It's no need.
And you said, I don't carry a gun, your character, yeah.
Ruins the line of your suit.
There's a scene, I just talked to Michelle, and she said she caught you with the telephone when she hits you in the head.
Mm-hmm.
She said she did hit you one time. Is that true?
Yeah, but it wasn't that bad. She was very apologetic.
She was.
I've been hit much harder, much worse. She was a sweetheart. She was always very, very concerned, which I think made her more nervous when you're kind of thinking about it. Because the stunt coordinator obviously was Italian, didn't speak very good English, and his kind of describing what to do and how to kind of do it. But it made for a great moment and a great scene. So.
I'm just about out of time. But you had a good time in Rome? You had a lot of pasta?
I had too much pasta and too much wine. So thankfully, I was able to burn it off in preparation for my next role.
And I know a couple times during that interview, you guys talked about Ridley Scott, and we're going to hear from Ridley.
Yes, we'll have Ridley with Christopher Plummer, who filled in, of course, for Kevin Spacey, who they had to drop from that film, and they gave Christopher 6 weeks to do the reshoots.
And he stepped in just fine?
Oh, he was great. And we have both of them, Ridley Scott and Christopher Plummer, here on The Blend.
On Friday.
Okay.
Can't wait for even more of these celebrity interviews. You guys log on to TucsonMorningBlend.com and search for Hollywood Happenings.